Hey everyone, welcome back. So, where have I been this week? Well, I have been working on a way for you to determine exactly what you're going to be getting out of your maps. I get a lot of comments asking who am I pulling from this map, and it's only you're giving me the first bit of log information. I couldn't really tell. And on Discord and Reddit, I've been asked a lot, so I've put together this chart that will help you determine how to find what unit you're about to be receiving. I will have a link to this in the description below, as well as a link to my Discord where this is pinned, as well as another resource that I'll be making a video on soon. So without further ado, I want to just get in and talk about exactly everything on this map and how to read it. So the first is this pathway guide, which I'm sure you've taken a look at on screen already. Every log except for one of them, I believe, has up to 8 entries as the max, right? So here's how it starts. The first 2 entries are environmental details except for Ghidorah's legendary map, which talks about a beast instead of the environment. This so far, I think, is the only time this has happened, so this is an outlier and I labeled it as such. Entry 3 is part of entries 4 and 5, which are unit categories, it determines if you're getting a monster or a machine, and those are pretty easy, so I'll go over those as well when we get down to there. But I also wanted to note that entry 3 is color-coded to better identify the threads, so it's green right here, but not necessarily all of entry 3 will be green. And then entry 6, 7, and 8 are the key identifiers, which are what determines what monster you're going to get. You can determine who you're going to get on entry 6, but with this map, we can make it so you can determine who you'll get on entry 1. The only exception to this rule is Ultima, which I got him out of a gold map, and his entries ended at entry 6. It didn't go into 7 or 8, so that was the only time I've seen something like that. Next is just an abridged version of the list. This isn't a full in-depth breakdown of, whose logs are what, but this is just a pathway of the greens that everyone is connected to. And I should probably color code these now that I've changed them up. But so we've discovered a colossal footprint stamped firmly into the ground. A thorough search will be conducted in the hopes of locating more. This is spelled wrong. So these are the monsters that are connected to that block of text. So if you see that log in your file, then all of these monsters are the possibility or outcome for that. So that's just, this is just an abridged section right here. It doesn't go through all of the minor details, but if you have that log section, you can hop over right over here and you can check out who has what connected to them. Finally, we have the 4-star map tracking, and this is incomplete, and I should mention that the full flowchart is incomplete. We don't know how many different combinations of maps there are. We have determined that the last 3 entries, 6, 7, and 8, are all the same no matter what on your monster. There isn't very much variation in them, so they're all the same. However, the blue and the red, sections 1 and 2, those seem to have lots of possible combinations. So keep in mind, you may have one on the list that we don't have yet, and you may have a 4-star map location that we don't have yet. And if you want to let us know if you have something that we don't, please join the Discord below in the description, because that's where we're submitting all the information for this list, and really, really helps. So the 4-star map location tracking is just, what places on the map have we been seeing 4 stars appear in, just so we can better guess what 4 stars appear where. I'm under the assumption right now that everyone can appear everywhere. However, we don't know that for a fact, so I'm just tracking it just to see what's what and see if there's any variation. Like right now, we only have found Ultima and Mothra in Australia, but I bet there's probably more, and we've only found Batra in Europe, but there might be a new location, because we didn't know Mothra could be found in the Arctic until yesterday when someone submitted their log. So just keep in mind, this section is incomplete and we don't know if it's going to lead anywhere or not, but we're tracking the map locations just to be safe and make sure there isn't any differences. So the reason why you're all here, this huge, massive list. So I'm going to go over something and tell you how to read it, but we're going to go over the little discrepancies first that I want to discuss. So like I said earlier, Godzilla Ultima had ended for me at their 6th entry, but you can also get them at their 7th and 8th entry on a legendary expedition, so that's why this looks this way. The Discord believes that this section split off separately from this because maybe there was intended at one point to be more singular point monsters, or there will be more singular point monsters, and that's why the red sand floating through the air is so ambiguous and not very descriptive of Godzilla himself, unlike these 2 entries. Finally, I see a point that a lot of people are getting confused is Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla and Space Godzilla. So Space Godzilla can be found from as we inspected our surroundings, we discovered traces of what appear to be electrical discharge. We must be nearing the target. However, you can't get Space Godzilla from this map yet. We have discovered colossal footprints stand firmly into the ground through search. We'll be conducting locations hoping more. No one has found Space Godzilla connected to that yet. We've only found Space Godzilla connected to a dark figure blocked out the sun above us a mere moment before flying off into the distance. We resolved to hurry after it because that connects to the log about something falling from astronomical proportions, which usually means anything that's flying or something from space. As you can see here, Gigan, Ghidorah, Rodan's he's flying. They're two from space. He's flying up from space. But I just wanted to make that clear right now. I put yes, Space Godzilla, yes, Space Godzilla, not Space Godzilla, just so there's no confusion. I know a lot of people saw the additional footprints. There are signs of a thick, heavy tail being dragged. You're like, oh, it could be Space Godzilla or it could be Godzilla 21. If you have a legendary map and you see signs of footprints that are a sign of thick, heavy tail being dragged, it's Godzilla 2021. So now that I've gone over those little discrepancies, what do I mean by how to read it? So it's pretty simple flowchart if you've ever seen a flowchart before. So you're going to hit this, go to the start, right? And you're going to check for your log. You're like, oh, we trudged thoroughly through the pure white carnivorous forest, blah, blah, blah. Many of the surrounding trees lie flat against the icy ground. Or alternatively, I have this because I'm the editor. I think you might have it as well, but there's a search bar so we can type in like beast and everything with beast will come up. So that's something. So once you have this, there's the different colored threads that you can follow. So the green will bring you to, I have a discovered colossal footprint in the ground like we've talked about before. Okay, cool. So let's say that's my log. So I followed the green all the way down. Excellent. So now this black line will go straight down 100% of the time to these two. Thunderous roar, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now it branches off. We can get from this Godzilla Ultima from the red sand log if you're not doing a legendary map, or this one's from a legendary map. It also breaks off into Kong and King Caesar and Anguirus, and it breaks off into Godzilla 21, Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla 89. So it's just really a simple way to read the flowchart, and everything is separated in a nice little section. So even if you don't know what your logs are, or not that you wouldn't know what your logs are, but if you just want to look ahead, there's images. So, hey, I want to see what Jet Jaguar's logs are. Let's go find the picture of him. Upon entering the factory, we discovered a large human-shaped machine standing before us. Oh, moved them by accident. We could hear a kind of mechanical voice coming from inside the factory. We explored the area and found what seemed to be a local factory, relying on our ears. Could this be some kind of facility in this place? Oh, that's the facility, like how you mentioned the MBOB base and stuff? Interesting, blah, blah, blah. Midway through our expedition, we hear a surprised mechanical noise in the distance. And that's connected to all of these with the purple threads. So it's really just as simple as you want to know what piece you're going to get, right? Go to find them and then just scroll up and just read their list and follow the threads. You can follow them backwards, it might be easier, or you can go from your first thread and go all the way down. Really, it's color-coded, and I think it's simple enough to read, but you can let me know what you think below. And this is not complete either. I think we're missing the stealth bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, there's 32 units. We're missing the stealth bomber. So if you have any logs for the stealth bomber, feel free to share them in the Discord. But I just wanted to go over this list and link it below because I know a lot of people are asking me what they're getting, and they're only giving me the information for their top 2 or even their top 1. So I wanted to be very clear and put this in the description and put this out into the universe that this is a resource that you can use. It's free and you can go to it and you can follow along and figure out what you're going to get. I think it's super helpful, but I'm biased because I made it. But I have seen a lot of members of the community sending it around in places where I don't think that they think I'm looking. So it is being sent around, it is being shared, it's public knowledge, and if you wish to contribute to the rest of the map and all the findings, you can join my Discord right here. The link will be below. Just join in the Discord, and we have a section for expedition maps. Feel free to send yours in there, and I can get them added onto this list, no problem. We have tons of people helping out, and honestly, I would not have been able to do this without you guys. Between you guys and YouTube comments, on Reddit, on the thread I posted, and in the Discords, whether it be my Discord or any other Godzilla-themed Discord sending me these expeditions, it has been more than helpful in creating this resource, and the community is using it, and I'm seeing it a ton. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for getting us to 300 plus subscribers this week as well. That's huge, and I hope that I can continue making content for you and resources for you to help you in your battle line experience. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.